Hey guys, and welcome back to the game room. So this is just an update video really to let you know what I've been up to. It's been a few weeks since I last did a YouTube video, so I thought I'd let you guys know what I've been up to. Fixing things and also, breaking a few things as it turns out as well. So you've got my Commodore 64 in front of you at the moment. You've got the SCPH 5552 modified PlayStation over there, the mod chipped PlayStation. I've also got a Famicom cartridge that I want to talk about as well. And also the Sega Master System Model 2. So, the Commodore 64. I watch and follow an awesome YouTuber who goes by the name of Gadget UK 164. He's done lots and lots of videos in reference to Commodore 64s, repairing them, restoring them, all that kind of good stuff. And I think it might have been a fairly recent video. Gadget UK actually did a video about the cooling inside the Commodore 64, because the VIC-2 chip, in the case of my Commodore 64, it gets very, very hot when it's running. So if you leave it running for 20 minutes, half an hour or so, that chip will get very, very hot to touch. And I was getting concerned about it. And then I noticed when I was playing a game, Mayhem in Monsterland on the Commodore 64, which is quite a graphically intensive game. That may make some of you laugh. I mean, graphically intensive in Commodore 64, you've got to be joking, right? So there was graphical glitchiness starting to appear in the side of the screen. It was affecting the side of the picture when the Commodore 64 started to get hot. If you fired up from cold, straight from cold, and loaded Mayhem, and that was the first thing you did, the screen would be fine. So what I did was, and this was just a test because I saw someone else do it on another YouTube video, was I got a can of compressed air whilst my 64 was running and the graphical glitchiness was appearing on the screen in Mayhem in Monsterland, and I sprayed the chip, gave it some short, sharp burst with the compressed air to sort of try and help cool the chip. And lo and behold, the graphical glitchiness at the side of the screen then cleared and the screen went to normal. So straight away it shows that the chip is getting hot to the point where you're getting graphical glitchiness. So I saw one of Gadget UK's videos. He had some heatsink blocks put on top of his VIC-20, not VIC-20, VIC-2 chip, and he was also installing a fan. I've done that in this Commodore 64 now, but there is a question I'd like to ask Gadget UK, and I really hope he sees this video and puts a comment in mind to sort of respond to that if he can. I appreciate you may not have the time to do so. But he puts a capacitor on his circuit involving the fan. I just want to know, some advice on what capacitor, what sort of value of capacitor I should use, because you can hear the little humming noise from the sound when I fire up my 64 because I've inserted that fan in there. I've used the same points that you did, the same, test points. And also you hear the sound when the fan winds down. When you turn it off, you hear the sort of sound coming through the audio when you turn the 64 off. I'd like to try and eliminate that as much as possible. So if you could let me know what capacitors you use, that would be great, or what capacitor value that you used, and I'll put that into here as well. And that will help my C64 no end. And again, the way I've actually put the fan on top of the heatsink, it's rather crudely done. I've tried to sort of tie it down, I know that sounds strange, with wire to sort of keep it in place on top of the heatsink. It works. You do hear a bit of vibration noise because it's sort of moving on top of the heatsink as the fan's working, but it does seem to do the job. I mean, I don't get the graphical glitchiness. I was playing, Mayhem in Monsterland and left it running for a good 40-50 minutes the other night after putting the fan in, and I didn't get the graphical glitchiness. So that's great. The Sega Master System Model 2, I've actually broken this thing. I did the 50 to 60 hertz mod. Originally, I just hardwired it to 60 hertz. You can see the Sega 315 chip there with a cable. And on one of the guides, with a wire rather, and on one of the guides I found, it talked about putting 5 volts to that to make it run in power mode, and then obviously ground to make it run in 60 hertz mode. So I did that. I followed one of the guides I saw. I left it running for probably about 10-20 minutes, using that switch in the power position, so giving it the voltage to that pin there, pin 57. And then I noticed that the Master System wasn't putting out a video signal, because I'd left it running by itself for a little while. And this 315 chip here was so hot, it was unbelievable. So I obviously switched it off, undid that voltage that I had it tapped into. It wasn't the voltage regulator, of course not. It was somewhere over here. A guide showed me to tap it into one of these capacitors. And yeah, the sound is completely messed up now. The machine works, but the sound is completely wrong. Sounds are missing. It doesn't play the sound properly. So unfortunately, I've managed to fry that 315 chip in this Master System 2. So I'm going to have to get another one, at some point and do the RGB mod to it. and I do fully intend to do that. So you might be asking yourself, why have I just brought a PlayStation along just for the hell of it? Well, if I open it, you'll notice that there is no laser mechanism. And that is because this PlayStation would read copied games, which is fine, obviously backup games, because that was why I had it mod chipped. You can see my cat walking in the room. But it wouldn't read original press discs, and that was annoying me because I wanted this to basically be, you know, one of my main PlayStations, so I could leave this out and use this most of the time. My cat's jumping up as well. He's going to say hello to everybody. So I bought a replacement laser mechanism. That laser mechanism arrived off of eBay, and I'm just going to give you guys some advice because I've done this a few times with a few different PlayStations. Don't even think about buying a replacement laser mech from eBay. Just don't do it, guys, because this thing, I mean, when it arrived, the spindle didn't spin. It was actually sort of not moving at all. And then when I actually put it into my 5552, nothing would happen. You'd try and get it to load a game. The disc wouldn't even spin after I'd fixed the spindle being pushed down too far. The laser didn't even seem to be doing anything. And I've had that with a few of these. I do apologise, my cat is jumping past me onto the table behind me. Yeah, so basically these laser mechanisms, I've read things about these before. It's really difficult to get a good replacement laser mechanism for PlayStations nowadays. My advice would be buy another working machine if you're not really too bothered about the other one that you've got that's got the issues reading discs. Or if you are precious about it, or if, like in the case of mine, you know, it's got a mod chip in it, you don't want to have to go through the process of, you know, remodding another PlayStation, then you could get one that's got a working laser mech and just swap it out, and then that should do the job. So finally, and I do apologise, this video is a bit longer than I thought it would be. Ta-da! Super 151 arrived. This cartridge is really cool. It's exactly what it says. It's got 150 different genuine NES games. And at some point I will go through and show you this cartridge, show you some of the games on my Famicom, and we'll have a good old look at it. It's really, really awesome, guys. And it's definitely going to be what I'm going to use most of the time with my Famicom. So yeah, really pleased with that. Thought I'd give you guys an update to let you know what I've been up to. And thanks as ever for watching.